Does somebody need a hug? Okay, guys, just watch what happens when you push this button. Oh my goodness. So, isn't that just, I'm sorry, isn't that the coolest thing ever? Anyway, I'm Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner, and today I'm joining an awesome collaboration hop with Pear Blossom Press and Hero Arts. I love both of those companies. Anyway, we're going to be making this adorable light up card using the Hero Arts Elf Culture, yes, Elf Culture stamp set and the Pear Blossom Press One Light to make this adorable card. Can you believe it? Look, the Etch-A-Sketch lights up. I am so loving this. Let me first show you what I'm going to be using for this card, and then let's go ahead and dive in and put this thing together. So what I'm using is this fun stamp set. It's got an adorable little raccoon. It's a little Santa hat, a bunch of fun sentiments. We've got a book that says there's room for everyone on the nice list. And then we've got this that at first glance, I was thinking, oh, that's a cassette tape. No, that's a friggin' Etch-A-Sketch. So it's just so cool. So that is the main feature that I used on this card. We've also got some candy canes and some candy and some candy corn and some maple syrup, because the four main food groups from Elf the movie are candy canes, candy corn, candy, and syrup, right? Anyway, this is a super fun set. I absolutely love it. I got a couple of other things in the whole Elf theme, but this is the one I'm making my card with today. The other thing, the magic, the absolute magic, we're using that. We're using the Pear Blossom Press One Light. We're using the Pear Blossom Press Stamp and Die Bundle. But there's another thing from Hero Arts that is absolutely magic. This is the holographic rainbow film. That's what is going to create that effect on the front of the Etch-A-Sketch. Yeah, isn't that adorable? Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, you're probably wondering, what the heck are you doing? I'm actually cutting this Etch-A-Sketch to turn it into a frame. So I'm going to be fussy cutting out the inside of my Etch-A-Sketch. So far, so good. And some of y'all are probably better at using a craft knife than the scissors for that kind of thing. I'm not. So I'm going to still give it a shot for this last little bit here. Yeah, I'm much better with scissors. But I think that frame turned out pretty decent. I can use my red marker to color on the inside, and you won't know that I missed some of that white. And that's just the first step. Just wait till you see what I do with this next. Okay, so next I'm going to play with something that to me looks like it's going to be really fun. I have not made a card using this before. This is some holographic rainbow film from Hero Arts. And I was playing with it a little bit, and look at this. This is gorgeous. But did you know that, first off, it is a film to put on to something else. If you put it onto a clear piece of transparency or acetate, it's going to be, you can't, well, okay, when you put it on there, it's going to look like this. You can't see through it. But then when I put a light behind it, you can. I did a little test piece, and it was fine, but I need to do another one because I want it to fit behind my Etch-A-Sketch. And you're going to see, this is going to be so cool. Yes, I sound excited because I am. This is going to be really fun. Yeah, so I'm taking my piece of, let me clean it first. That might be a good idea. Now, alcohol does dry pretty quick, and I just want to make sure that this is pretty clean. It doesn't have too many fingerprints on it, because my fingers, yes. I'm going to just put some of that down onto the film. Yeah, and before I take it off, I'm actually going to write on my acetate so I know which side is the plastic and which side is the film, because I don't really want to mess up the film, if you know what I mean. Let's try not to mess that up, right? So now, can't really tell a whole lot other than that side is a little bit more matte. I'm going to say back. Mostly because I just wanted to be able to see which direction my letters are going. And this may not stick, because again, that is acetate. All right, Now I'm going to cut this off. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? Yes. I'm going to cut that piece off. And this is one that I think I'll be able to use a little bit at a time. And yeah, I think that's going to be so, so, so cool. So I've got a piece that's big enough. It's actually bigger than what I need for my frame there. Okay. So this is the acetate part. Next, and I'm thinking this through as I go, guys. You know me, I'm usually seat of my pants. So what I want to do, I've got a little light over here. So here's my light. We're going to have this that it's going to be, first off, this is going to be behind there. So I think the acetate part showing up is probably going to be a good idea. And then you can see through it. But we're also going to have another one. So when you see through it, you're going to actually see this. So that's the idea. That is the whole idea. All right. I need to adhere this on there, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to use some double-sided adhesive. So I've got my double stick tape. I'm going to go around all of these edges so I can make my little frame, just like you would for a shaker card when you're adding your acetate down. And anything that goes over the edge, I'm going to trim off because I do not need it to do that. I'm going to also make sure that it does not go over the inside of the frame because that's going to be harder to trim off. Okay. I'm excited on this, guys. I'm sorry. I really am. And I don't want the video to go too long. This video is part of a hop where we are collaborating. Pearblossom Press is collaborating with Hero Arts, hence all of my fun Hero Arts products. And I don't want it to be too terribly long, so I did go ahead and stamp and color all of my images I'm planning on using, other than what I put on the final panel, because I'm not 100% decided on that. But I mean, look how cute that little raccoon is. I mean, you know? And I think this is going to be so fun. This is going to kind of look like an Etch-A-Sketch because we're going to have that silvery front to it. And since I haven't done this before, I'm not 100% sure which side I'm supposed to go. I believe I'm supposed to have this side up. That's the film side. So I'm going to go ahead and clean off the back. Just going to take it off of the acetate. So now I can put my Etch-A-Sketch right down onto that film. And it basically looks like an Etch-A-Sketch with nothing written on there. I'm going to add a little bit of ink to the center of my card panel. I'm going to use some Simon Hurley Clear Skies, just a little soft blue. You can use whatever you want, but this is what I'm going with. I'm trying to just keep it nice and soft, but have enough of it there to just kind of give us a little bit of a background. All right, I think that's going to be good for my background panel. I'm going to trim it down a little bit because I like it to be a little smaller than A2. And I'll put my little raccoon right over here on the side, and also going to put down a piece of acetate because I did not clean my stamp. I need to clean my stamp before I do anything else probably. And let's have it kind of in the center there, and then we can scatter some of the other bits around. Kind of like it at an angle. So we've got some Black Widow. This is on our background panel. I'm going to do one more stamping just to make it a little bit darker. There we go. So I think that is going to look perfect. And now we can adhere our Etch-A-Sketch with the silver screen right over the top of him. I'm going to make sure that I don't put any glue on that center bit. Okay, we don't want any glue on the words. We want it just around where the frame is basically going to be. I'm going to go ahead and pop that right down. There we go. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my World's Best foam tape. This is not something that is currently available. Amanda is working on it, so hopefully it will be back soon. So she is working on us getting more of that. And I'm going to make sure, you can see, I'm going to make sure that I put it around the edges there, okay? So I want my light to be right there in the center. Let's just double check. And I kind of want the button to be where the button is there, so let's see if it works good there. Button, where's the button? This I think is going to be perfect placement. So first I want to draw a little bit of a line on the back here to know where my light needs to go. Okay, there's a little bit of one. And I can see where that frame is. Okay, so I'm going to put my foam outside of that frame, and that's going to kind of capture that light and make it stay in the center. And now it looks like the light is staying inside the box. That is perfect. I'm going to go ahead and put this in place. We know where we want our light to go. So I'm going to put some double-sided adhesive on this part, the battery pack part. Now that I know for absolute certain that is where I want everything to go, I can burnish this down, remove the release paper, and put it in place. I am so tickled about this one. This is something I've been wanting to do ever since I saw what Jen Gross and LV Handcrafted Lynn, how they were able to make some amazing things last summer. Oh my goodness, I have been wanting something like this ever since, and now I finally have something that's going to work for me, and I am so excited about it. I hope that you guys are excited about it too. I'm going to say that that is pretty close, pretty close. So this is like all the other things that you do. It's all trial and error, see what you like, but that is going to look fabulous right there. Okay, now pressing it down so it's going to stay in place, and I can put a little piece of foam over on this side to block that little bit of extra light right there. And now I'm going to put more foam on the back of it to make sure everything is nice and level. Okay, now another thing that I want to do is I want to make a door in my card base. And I wanted to basically want to make a door so that I can replace this battery if need be, because I have a feeling with this cube mechanism on there, it's going to be played with a lot and the battery is probably going to die. So let me grab out my card base. So what I'm going to use for the door is actually part of the Pear Blossom Press stamp and die bundle. There's this rectangle die that has cutting blade on 3 sides and an emboss line on the 4th. So this is going to make it so that you cut out that aperture, but you still have it connected with the door. So that's how that one's going to work. This guy, we're going to have that a little bit in from the outside, but this doesn't have to be exact, by the way. And I'm going to have it right about here, because right under there is where that door is, okay? Or where that battery pack is. I think I'm actually going to have it a little bit further in. So I'm going to say right about there is good. Just go ahead and slide that out. Place this down. I'm going to tape that down with some Best Ever craft tape. And now we're going to run this side through my die cutting machine just to cut out that little door. And again, if I mess up, it's okay. This is just cardstock, which means you can do it again and fix it if you make a mistake. So don't be afraid of trying things out if you're not sure. It's just cardstock. It's just paper. Okay. And it's cut through. So let's take a look at our door, and then let's take a look at how that's going to work with our mechanism over the top. Okay, Okay, why not tape it down a little bit too? I've still got that sticky piece of tape. And about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And just hold that in place for a sec. Then we're going to open it up on the inside, which I should have already done, but that's okay. If I open it up on the inside, there is our mechanism. It is tacked down with that double stick tape, but double stick tape does not always hold on very nicely. Now, I do have to remember, though, not to take the release paper off of these pieces, because if I do, the door is going to stay shut. So we're not going to do that. Let's go ahead and finish getting this done. Actually, I think we can assemble everything else while it's on our card. So let's go ahead and do that. And as I said, I'm not going to take these pieces off. I can take these two off. And the release paper comes off so nicely. Yay! And I'm laying it down on there just to confirm that I can take off the release paper on those other pieces. So now I'm just going to put it in place with that 1/8 of an inch border on there. Let's take out our T-square so we can make sure that it is in place correctly. There we go. And that looks fine. Nothing is sticking where it's not supposed to. Fabulous. And now we can add all of our little, our critters. Well, our little raccoon and his candy and all of those things. And that works perfect. So I think I want him right there in the center. Let's go ahead and glue him down. And then we're going to add some candy around him. I think he has been naughty, but you know what? He's having a good old time and eating that candy and wanting to tell us all Merry Christmas because, you know, he's a raccoon. He can't talk. Our little trash panda wants to tell us Merry Christmas while he's eating all of that junk food. So anyway, there we go. I think I'm going to also, first off, isn't that cute? I love it. Okay, I'm going to put another little button there, and I think I'm also going to stamp a sentiment on the inside, including adding our little, I'll go ahead and do that, our book that says there's room for everyone on the nice list. Go ahead and add that. It's going to go in right there, and then I can add a main sentiment on the inside too. I love how this turned out. And it's so simple. It is really a simple card. I just wanted to show off that. That is just the funnest thing. So give me a second. I'm going to create another button to go over the little Etch-A-Sketch button. And this one is going to say press here. Again, one of our stamps from the Stamp and Die bundle. My favorite one that I use a lot, which is why it is very pink. But I use it a lot. I'm going to make a little button using that stamp and the little circle die that's in the Stamp and Die bundle, and that's going to fit right over the spot. It's going to be bigger than our button there, but it's going to be perfect for saying this is where you need to push. I really love that little die is the perfect size for that little sentiment. Oh my goodness, that is so fun. I'm sorry, I am so tickled. And of course, I changed my mind. So instead, I'm going to use this sentiment that says, does somebody need a hug? I love it. Anyway, I'm going to use that one, and I'm going to actually put it on the front of the card. So I'm just doing a quick fussy cut around my fun sentiment. I love that sentiment because it does look, you know, it does look like he's offering a hug. That little raccoon is offering a hug. So gotta use this. This is so fun. And that's going to go right up here on the top. Now, it would have looked just as good if I had actually stamped it on the panel, but after having the foam on there, I'm not going to chance that I'm going to mess it up. Not after everything. So let's go ahead and glue this one down. And maybe add a little bit of bling. And then this little guy's going to be done. Let's have a little bit of an angle there. And I've got some little sparkles here. I don't know where they came from. They're probably Scrappy Tails, but there's actually several different companies that they could have come from. And we've got a little bit of a blue going on in there anyway, so I think that teal blue is going to look very nice. So let's add them in amongst all the candy. And there we go. That is all done. And does somebody need a hug? We got a little raccoon, and then we press the button and it says Merry Christmas. I think this is the funnest card. I love it. I hope you love it too. But that's not all though, guys, because my card is not the end of the hop. There's a lot more inspiration out there for you to see, so I really hope that you will go and check it all out. Give all those lovely creators some love. And if you like the video you just saw here, be sure to smash that like button, share it with your friends, and I would love it if you would subscribe and come back to join me on another live stream or video. And you know what, guys? I will see you later. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye, guys. Have fun.